Our time is not just spent, but an investment in our own existence in the larger scheme of things. Every shared moment acts as a medium of exchange in the marketplace of our existence. As a result, the people we surround ourselves with and the connections we cultivate influence our path rather than being accidental. Imagine the vastness of existence, the separate islands that make up each person, and the bridges that link these distinct universes that are friendships. But the lack of friendships is more than just a blank. It can also be a quiet builder of imperceptible walls that erode confidence and change the dynamics of our interactions. The effects of this absence ripple throughout our life, affecting the quality of our relationships and directing our destiny. Emphasizing that having a narrower social circle is not always a bad thing is important. Some people like the peace and quiet of a less crowded beach, with small yet powerful waves. However, when loneliness turns into an uneasy shadow, and the lack of companions causes more storms than calm, it's time to go forth in quest of change. Quality does not always equal quantity. A small number of sincere and meaningful relationships might have a more empowering effect than a large number of shallow ones. In this investigation, we examine the complex dynamics of the absence of friendship and analyze its causes and effects. We maneuver through the delicate ballet of trust and its significant effects on our interpersonal relationships. This trip is more than just a problem study. It's also a search for workable solutions. The goal is to not only comprehend, but also to go out on a Stoic voyage in search of ancient philosophy's knowledge in order to construct strong bridges toward genuine and significant relationships. Come as we untangle the strands connecting mistrust and the lack of friendships. In navigating these complex subjects, we want to provide insights that go beyond the theoretical, offering concrete ways for those who want to cross the land of loneliness and create relationships that will last a lifetime. We discover a light that leads the path as we work to improve our social skills and personal growth. Lesson 1. Introvertness or shyness. It may be difficult to navigate the complex terrain of shyness or introversion, especially when it comes to making and keeping friends. Stoic philosophy, on the other hand, provides a unique and effective method for overcoming these challenges, turning shyness into a meaningful path of self-awareness and personal development. The crucial lesson of accepting oneself is at the center of the Stoic philosophy. Acknowledging the fact that some people are inherently shy or introverted becomes an essential part of accepting oneself. We are guided by Stoic luminaries like as Marcus Aurelius, who emphasize that embracing and knowing who we are is the first step towards meaningful development. Through accepting shyness as a passing phase of our existence, we set off on a profoundly self-aware journey. Stoicism directs us to concentrate on what is immediately in front of us by highlighting the power of the present moment. This becomes a call to action in terms of social relationships, asking us to avoid being enmeshed in fears of an unclear future or plagued by regrets from the past. Freed from the chains of fear, we are inspired to live honestly in the here and now, freed from the worry of what could happen. The fear of being judged by others is a common source of shyness. Seneca is one of the Stoic sages who illuminates the road of empathy by urging us to put ourselves in other people's shoes. We learn that everyone struggles with anxieties and internal conflicts. We are freed from self-absorption by this increased knowledge, creating an environment that allows for more genuine and caring relationships. Genuine empathy for the human experiences of others around us replaces the obsession with how we are seen. This trip is guided by the basic Stoic idea of detachment from the result. The Stoic person focuses on the process of forming connections rather than being obsessed with the outcome. The Stoic worldview emphasizes morality and genuineness in relationships rather than giving in to fears of approval or rejection. This change in viewpoint releases the strain that comes with shyness, making it possible to approach forming relationships in a more carefree and straightforward manner. Stoic philosophy essentially serves as a compass, directing people through the maze of shyness and into a place of self-awareness, sincere relationships, and personal development. By delving into these Stoic ideas, we discover not only methods for getting over our shyness, but also a way of thinking that makes social encounters meaningful and rewarding. Lesson 2. Not enough social changes. People often struggle with a sense of being disconnected in settings when social chances are few. Famous for emphasizing morality, resilience, and practical knowledge, Stoic philosophy unfolds as a compass, providing insights to navigate and overcome these trying times. Let's explore more subtle ideas that go beyond the obvious, revealing a multitude of opportunities to build relationships. One strong suggestion that aligns with the Stoic philosophy of serving the greater good is community volunteering. Volunteering in your community not only satisfies moral obligations, but also connects you with like-minded others. Volunteering at community centers, supporting philanthropic causes, or taking part in neighborhood cleanliness campaigns all establish shared experiences that serve as the cornerstone for deep ties. To expand your options even further, think about attending seminars or workshops related to your line of work. In addition to improving your skills, these kinds of activities introduce you to other professionals who could have similar beliefs and ambitions, which can lead to relationships based on same interests. Going outside provides an additional means of fostering organic connection. Plan or take part in outdoor activities, such as hiking, riding, or group workouts, where conversations flow organically against the enthralling scenery of the natural world. These environments provide a laid-back backdrop for creating bonds that go beyond the ordinary. Digital environments have a lot of promise as well. Join discussion boards or groups that are devoted to your interests and become involved in the conversation. This not only makes it easier to make meaningful online relationships, but in some situations, it may also lead to in-person meetings that help close the gap between the virtual and real worlds. The Stoic method relies heavily on the practice of thankfulness. It becomes vital to value and recognize the relationships that are already a part of your life while you are pursuing social chances. Stoicism cultivates an optimistic outlook that draws in new relationships by teaching appreciation for the ties that already exist. These subtle and useful Stoic-inspired tactics invite us to construct a web of connections that goes beyond the confines of circumstance as we traverse the landscape of limited social contacts. Above and beyond recommendations, they constitute an all-encompassing philosophy that imbues our perspective on social chances with profundity, genuineness, and an unwavering dedication to common principles. Lesson number 3: Trust issues. Deep and genuine friendships might be hampered by the specter of unresolved trust concerns when navigating the complex dance of human interactions. Knowing whether a relationship is really based on trust becomes a sophisticated process of self-awareness and discernment for those who follow the Stoic road. Let's explore how to handle trust concerns with elegance, using inspiration from the Stoic movement. Stoicism is centered on accepting the difficulties that others present to us and placing a strong focus on self-awareness. Stoic philosophy suggests that one must critically examine their ideals, expectations, and weaknesses before providing trust to others. To successfully negotiate the intricacies of interpersonal interactions, Stoics think that a thorough grasp of oneself is essential. Spend some time reflecting and pinpointing the origins of any trust-related fears you may have. Stoics look to virtue as their light in the area of trust. When making decisions, consider qualities like kindness, honesty, and integrity when evaluating other people. A person with Stoic virtues is more likely to be a steady companion on your trip if you use these attributes as trustworthy markers of a person's character. Stoicism supports accepting the possibility that other people's circumstances may have an impact on their conduct, and that their actions may not always match your expectations. Approach relationships with a Stoic acceptance of the unpredictable nature of human interactions by realizing your control's limits. A fundamental component of Stoicism is equanimity, or the ability to control one's emotions. Utilize this idea in your relationships by avoiding too strong emotions in response to situations involving trust. Emotional resilience, according to Stoics, promotes more thoughtful and logical decision-making, which in turn leads to stronger relationships. Honest and straightforward communication is encouraged by Stoicism, especially when trust concerns are present. Talk about them honestly with the people who are affected by them, encouraging open dialogue that synchronizes your behavior with Stoic principles and establishing a setting that is favorable to sincere relationships. According to Stoicism, Having an open dialogue is essential to negotiating the complex terrain of interpersonal trust. Lesson number 4. Weak social skills. Marcus Aurelius says, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This advice applies to social relationships. Prior to being fully involved in the fabric of social interactions, take a journey towards self-acceptance and fully embrace all aspects of who you are. Acknowledging that everyone has fundamental worth regardless of social skill, this Stoic basis frees you from the prison of self-doubt and creates the platform for real interactions. The slow growth that Stoicism emphasizes in all areas of life also applies to social skill development. Rather of overcommitting oneself to long social events, adopt the Stoic philosophy of gradual development. Gradually expose oneself to a variety of environments so that your confidence grows at a rate consistent with Stoic ideas. Considering Marcus Aurelius's advice to love those who come into your life by chance, use virtue as your compass while interacting with others. Channel virtues like compassion, understanding, and empathy to improve the social dynamic and enhance your own character. Create a Stoic-infused atmosphere where being really interested, asking questions, and encouraging candid conversation become the norm, opening the door for real interactions. Utilize Stoic principles in harmony with your optimistic affirmations. Concentrate on your advantages, recognize your intrinsic value, and approach social interactions with a confident perspective. Rejection and uncomfortable situations should be met with Stoic elegance, knowing that while you have no control over the outside world, you do have power over how you respond to it. As a guiding ideology, Stoicism helps you develop real relationships based on virtue by influencing how you see yourself and how you interact with others. Lesson number 5. Modifying the situation. Relationships go through many changes throughout the ups and downs of life, much like the tides. It's important to recognize that friendship relations may alter throughout these stages, and to stoically accept the fact that change is a necessary part of life. With its focus on a healthy degree of detachment, Stoicism encourages us to recognize that friendships may naturally change as circumstances do. This distance should be seen as a quality of Stoic wisdom, rather than as a sign of personal failing. One of the main lessons in adjusting to life's ups and downs is that there are things beyond of our control, such as the complex dance of relationships. Transitions in life sometimes include venturing into unfamiliar realms, and Stoicism offers direction on finding camaraderie in these new environments. Participate in neighborhood gatherings, join interest-based groups, and make an effort to adjust to your new environment. By doing this, you not only widen your social network, but also cultivate a strong sense of identity. Life transitions provide opportunities for thoughtful introspection, a habit that Stoicism promotes. Go inside during these moments of transition, thinking about your goals, values, and the kinds of relationships you want to be in. Make social decisions based on this contemplative technique while you navigate the unknown seas of change. With its wisdom, Stoicism proves to be a reliable ally in adjusting to the changing dynamics of relationships and establishing a connection in the always shifting terrain of life. Lesson number 6. Reversing priorities. Stoicism invites us to see life as a dynamic journey where priorities are always changing and evolving within the complex fabric of life. Stoic philosophy encourages us to acknowledge the natural flux of these choices when our aspirations for our careers soar or our household duties assume priority. This admission serves as the cornerstone of a Stoic strategy for negotiating life's shifting terrain. It is critical to accept difficult times stoically, especially when there is a strong emphasis on one's work or increased family responsibilities. One of the main principles of Stoicism is realizing that the ups and downs of life's demands impact not only your routine, but also the character of your social relationships. The virtue of adaptability is highly valued in Stoicism, especially when faced with changing priorities. The Stoic goal is to strive for perfection in all facets of life, whether professional or familial, and to imbue these pursuits with qualities like knowledge, bravery, and justice as job or family responsibilities get more intense. Relationships should be approached qualitatively rather than quantitatively, According to Stoicism, in times when one's objectives change and time becomes valuable, Stoics suggest concentrating on fostering a select few lasting relationships instead of overcommitting oneself. Genuine, long-lasting friendships are highly valued by Stoics, who see them as necessary for a happy existence. Therefore, Stoicism provides guidance for moral adjustment and the development of meaningful connections that enhance the always changing path as life's objectives change. Lesson 7. Hypermental fitness. Our mental health and the state of our relationships are closely related. Stoic philosophy offers guidance to those who are facing mental health issues that might hinder their ability to build friendships. Stoicism, which has its roots in deep understanding, offers a compass for navigating the complexity of mental health and how it affects relationships with others. Stoicism is based on a holistic viewpoint that highlights the connection between the body and mind. Addressing mental health issues requires a knowledge of these fundamental concepts. Stoics understand that having a sound mind is essential to living a fulfilling life because it makes it possible to make and maintain deep friendships. Stoicism promotes the development of resilience via philosophical practices in the face of illnesses like anxiety or depression. In order to do this, people must develop an inner strength that enables them to manage the ups and downs of emotions and provide a solid basis for their social and personal well-being. Stoic practices, which include mindfulness and meditation, are essential for managing mental health. By applying these techniques into everyday life, people may embrace the present moment of awareness, confronting and conquering detrimental thinking patterns. Thus, more genuine participation in social situations is made possible. People dealing with mental health issues might find comfort in Stoic ideals that emphasize inner calm, since Stoicism promotes serenity as the ultimate objective. People who adopt Stoic characteristics provide the way for peace and harmony, which fosters the conditions necessary to establish and maintain deep friendships. The 8th lesson is lifestyle choices. The lack of friendships in the fast-paced world of today is often related to lifestyle choices. Whether motivated by a busy schedule or a need for alone time, Stoicism provides insightful guidance on how to make these decisions in order to build deep relationships. In a world when social relations may be limited by a hectic schedule, Stoics recommend carefully evaluating your priorities. Do these promises align with our guiding principles and the quest for sincere relationships? In order to distinguish between activities that are essential and those that obstruct social well-being, Stoic introspection serves as a helpful guide. Making conscious attempts to set aside time for social interaction becomes crucial while leading a hectic lifestyle. Stoicism emphasizes the need of moderation by pointing out that, while obligations are important, deep relationships are just as important. People may overcome the limitations imposed by a busy schedule by purposefully making time for social contacts and giving relationships more importance than just convenience. Time management done well, once a Stoic virtue, becomes a pragmatic strategy. By putting this idea into practice, people may arrange their calendars to maximize productivity and social engagement, coordinating day-to-day decisions with the overall objective of leading satisfying lives. With its focus on deliberate living, Stoicism provides a sophisticated framework for making informed lifestyle decisions and cultivating deep relationships in the contemporary world. 9th lesson, differences and interests. Differences in tastes and passions may often weave an isolationist web, creating the impression that connections are scarce. But Stoicism acts as a beacon, showing the way to cross these divides and create deep relationships. Fundamentally, Stoicism encourages people to accept the natural variety of human interests, rather than seeing these differences as obstacles. For Stoics, they are chances for individual and group development. According to Stoic philosophy, people are urged to accept the things that are beyond of their control and find peace in the knowledge that different people have different interests and that this variety is normal. Adaptability is encouraged by Stoicism, particularly while dealing with life's obstacles. This entails cultivating an attitude that values novelty and encourages the pursuit of new passions in the context of a varied range of interests. People who push themselves outside their comfort zones not only foster personal development, but also increase the pool of possible friendships. While interests may differ, Stoicism encourages us to concentrate on the common parts of our humanity. Sincere friendships may be formed on the foundation of shared beliefs, feelings, and basic experiences. When faced with divergent interests, genuinely curiously approaching people may be a very effective way to create connections. In addition to broadening our perspectives, attempting to comprehend and value the passions of others around us lays the groundwork for sincere relationships. Even in cases when interests diverge, the Stoic friendship triangle of goodwill, shared ideals, and mutual understanding holds firm. By promoting understanding, finding common ground in ideals, and cultivating benevolence, Stoicism advises strengthening these fundamental components. By means of these endeavors, people may surmount the obstacles presented by disparate interests, fostering enduring and significant relationships. Weaving connections that go beyond the confines of personal interests requires acceptance, flexibility, curiosity, and the pursuit of virtue. A person who adopts a Stoic mindset might weave a resilient network of connections that provide comfort and purpose to life's journey.